I know. So, guys, I have a message for you because I know this is happening to you. You constantly find yourself in situations in which you feel like you won, but at what cost? You won, but at what cost? That's the feeling that you end up having. It's like you work really hard for this relationship, but at the cost of your own personal truth. Like, I'm gonna focus more on the relationship part because that is kind of like what I have studied the most. In relationships, when we experience this thing in which we feel like we win arguments, but at the cost of putting the other one down, because typically you are very good at keeping quiet about the things that bother you, the things that you notice about the other person. So maybe the person goes for a long time thinking that they are great, and then all of a sudden you like explode and then throw all these things at them that you have been noticing, feeling, and then they feel like super offended and that sort of thing. Well, the message that I got is that this happens to you in your relationships. So, yeah, you have conflict in your relationships because you don't really speak up. You don't really speak when you are still not too angry, so that your vision doesn't get clouded. So you're not like in a mental fog already because of all of the emotions that you have been entertaining. All of the emotions that you have been entertaining have like clouded your vision, your judgment. It clouds your judgment. So it's important to say something before you get to that state. You have to understand this about you, that this happens to you. You don't like it, maybe you think that you're able to stop it, maybe that's why you don't stop it, because you think, oh, I see it, that's not gonna happen again. But you don't put any tools in place to make sure it doesn't happen, so it happens. Own this truth about you, okay? So that you can begin to take leadership, because you got the the King of Cups. So it is really asking you to take leadership about your relationships, okay? You know enough. You know enough already to be able to teach it, to be able to take leadership and teach it to the people in relationships with you. I know it sounds a lot easier said than done. There are people in which it's very easy for me to do that, and other people that it's not as easy to do that because the stakes are much larger with those people. But nonetheless, it needs to happen. But it needs to happen. And it also needs to happen with yourself and with the relationship with yourself. Because this is where it will come in, the whole thing about the choosing the career wrong or choosing what you do with your energy wrong. It has to do with that. You are abandoning yourself. So you're not in a relationship with yourself, honoring yourself, what you like, what you prefer. You're not doing that. So you make bad choices for yourself and then end up living a life that you overinvested and you don't want to change what you're doing. I understand. But you are never going to get out of your problem if you do not start owning that that's the truth. Only by knowing what your truth is, you can begin to change it. It's the only way. Otherwise, you will continue to work to feed it, okay, to confirm it. But you find yourself exhausted and so unmotivated. That is how you also feel, okay? You feel a little unmotivated right now. But if you begin to notice you are unmotivated because you're not speaking for yourself before it's too late, before you have to become mean and aggressive and defensive. You're not giving yourself the permission to do it before you have to use your anger to do it. You become brave. So this will give you a little bit more, the self-esteem that you are lacking right now, because this is the only way that you will start getting it, by starting. This is going to make you feel good about yourself. I understand that you see it as a big task. Okay, it's a huge task. So yeah, I think it's really asking you to really make it a priority at this time, to work on this, on the relationship with yourself. If you are not in a relationship, or you don't have significant relationships in your life that are causing you this amount of stress. This is a significant relationship. That's why I think it's a romantic one, but it could also be like, I don't know, a very close person to you. Okay, anybody that is very significant, that you allow them to get in your head and cause you stress. However, the only reason that we even enter in these relationships and we stay in these relationships is because we don't have a healthy relationship with ourselves. So yeah, if you didn't make the bad choice with the partner, then you're gonna make the bad choice with your career, or both. Maybe that is why it's so overwhelming for you to begin taking this task, because you will notice that you made the wrong choice in both, or you are struggling with both. You are a little bit lost in both areas. It's like a huge task. But yeah, taking leadership to actually begin to honor who you are. You need to take leadership in that. This is sort of like a root cause that breaks everything in your life. So if you tackle that, a lot of the things in the outside will get sorted out for you, or will begin to change. And yeah, you go through hard moments, but it gets exponentially better every time. You have to trust me when I say that every time you win one of these little spiritual battles, because you do the thing that you're supposed to do instead of the thing that you have been doing always, when you overcome yourself in that way, it gets exponentially better every time you do it. You have to trust me on that. I hope that this message was clear and that it reached you. All right. I hope you enjoy your week.